their evidence is what happened in the past. And that's quite a contrast there. And being a seeker of truth, I would like to seek the ones that are going to give me evidence. Not something that's already happened in the past, but something that's going to happen in the future. And God spoke about that in Isaiah, did he not, Mike? If you're God's, then prove it by prophesying, by predicting the future. And so there he's separating himself from everyone else and giving us that warning, if you're a God, then prove it. I want you to prove it.
Absolutely. We'll talk more about how Oprah and others who might be confused about whether any of this is true, whether Oprah's viewpoint that the Course in Miracles, that those spirits are true, versus what the Bible says, is that true? We'll talk about that on the other side of this 8-minute film. We have one line later if you call in, so those of you, if someone's talking to us on the line, just wait till they hang up and then you can call in as well. If we get another line, we'll put it up there on the screen for you. Sometimes we have 2 lines, sometimes we have 1 line. And we're live again April 5th, 2008. So we'll see you in 8 minutes, and at that time we'll be back with you.
Spirit channelers and mediums from all walks of life claim contact with the spirit realm. The purpose of this contact, supposedly, is to teach mankind to achieve a higher state of consciousness through the knowledge they present. A classic example is J.Z. Knight, a highly successful spirit channeler who channels a spirit calling itself Ramtha. Ramtha's School of Enlightenment claims to reach some 60 cities in 26 countries around the world. In this interview, shot in 1998, Knight explains how she came in contact with her guiding spirit.
This was like an angel in my kitchen. You don't have time to react. You don't have time to rationalize this in your life. This is happening in your little kitchen. I just blurted out, "You're so beautiful. Who are you?" And he smiled. This beautiful smile lit up the whole room, and he said, "I am Ramtha, the Enlightened One, and I've come to help you over the ditch." And I looked back up at him, and he said, "Beloved daughter," he said, "I have come to make you a light to the world."
Equipped with a bad British accent, something that seems common among channelers, Knight gives herself over to the spirit of Ramtha.
I am Ramtha the Enlightened One. I am 35,362 1 and 37 seconds years old. I was born in that which is termed a great and marvelous place called Lemuria, and my destiny here is to teach you that which you desire to know, and to let you know that every word that I say I will manifest for you in your life.
Incredibly, throughout the interview, Ramtha and Knight repeat the central themes of the New Age movement over and over, insisting that there is no death and that man himself is a god, his only task being to realize his self-empowerment.
So I must become the teacher. I must plant in your mind outrageous concepts.
Here, Knight denies that Ramtha is a demon, but believes he was a man who has achieved divine status due to knowledge and experience.
He's not a devil. He's not a demon. He's not a guru. He's a god.
I am a teacher and a god. I'm a god because I experienced all of these things. And I am a teacher, not of truth, but of philosophy.
Ramtha insists that his teaching is simple, to get people to realize the great intelligence within themselves, and that they can do no wrong.
It's really simple. First you have to acknowledge that you are the great intelligence that lives in you. And your body is an extension of that intelligence. And there is no good and bad in God. That's impossible.
As if echoing the voice of the serpent, Knight now directs the listener
We
to the
deserve
path
to know
of
everything.
sacred knowledge.
We deserve to know the truth. And those who ask are going to be given everything, going to be given all the sacred knowledge.
We are not given but one lifetime to prove what we know. This is not a test. It is an opportunity.
Ramtha propagates the New Age lie that man has many opportunities to get it right through reincarnation and evolution.
1,000 years ago. I would say that I'm relatively young to many of you who have been reincarnating and slowly evolving to ask the great questions, the great mysteries, to have them revealed here. My daughter is here simply to say, you're an immortal. You are wearing this body as if you wore a garment of silk or a garment of roughly hewn wool. You are here simply to wear the garment and to live the experience, but you have never died and never will. That is not in the plan of God.
Next, Knight and Ramtha deny that God is a person, but insist he is a natural life force that exists in everyone.
He saw what God really is. God is not a being. It is life itself. It's the will of life, and it's in everything.
You want to help people, and you have to live your light, and you have to be proud that you accept, if God lives, He is in me. And you are a righteous man for saying so. Because if He lives in you, then He lives in everyone. Why cannot everyone share such a treasure?
I love his message, Behold God. I love it that he says to us that we are divine. The journey of awakening is not through a redeemer, but when we realize we are our own redeemer.
It is a lie, what the fanatics tell you.
As with the rest of the movement, rejecting the gospel of Jesus Christ and the teaching of the church is essential to the message.
As long as we think that some channeled entity, some Christ, some priest, some preacher, some deity, some prophet is our Redeemer that excuses us from living life, we have missed the message.
Why don't we learn to think on our own and find new benefactors for that greatness? Genius, it is that which is not mediocrity, is not predictable, is not funded, is not hired. It is that which can dream beyond the paradigms.
You have the ability to be a genius. And did you know that every dream that you dream should never be put aside as imagination? That every dream is the next step of your evolution. And Ramtha gives us permission. He first says, you are God. Now let's get about learning how to be that.
Religion is no longer sacred. Everyone questions the church. They should. Everyone questions the meaning of life, and everyone questions the direction that science has taken. And when you do that, it is an age of enlightenment. We cannot have. Enlightenment does not come on the heels of the Black Plague. No, that is not enlightenment. Enlightenment comes on the heels of plenty. Because only when you are gluttonous to everything and you question everything are you ripe to know what you have never known.
So forget about the past and live today on the wisdom, the virtue of what you've gained. You don't have to feel guilty about your life anymore. I would love someone to stand up and say, God doesn't live outside of you. God is you.